there guys, welcome back to another Thoughtful Tuesday. Taking a bit of a drive this morning. I've just dropped my daughter at school. You know, one of the things I've been thinking about recently is communication and how difficult at times it can be to clearly communicate what it is you both think and feel to other people. Now, I consider myself to be a reasonably good orator. I have done tons of public speaking competitions in the past. I've done talks and presentations to both smaller and larger audiences, and that's really built a very good sort of practice ground for me to develop the skill of communicating and being able to speak. And usually when you find yourself under high pressure situations where you're having to present something, there's a bit of like nervousness attached to it. But I've really found that over time I've become a lot better at remaining calm during those situations, and also being able to communicate what it is that I'm trying to get across. If there's a particular argument I'm making, I'm really able to drive home that message, which I think is a skill. And it's just so confusing to me and a little bit perplexing that despite having developed the skill to be able to do that kind of communication, that I still struggle with conversations in my personal life. How can this be that on one hand you've developed a reasonable skill, and then on the other hand you're just absolutely pathetic? I think there's an emotive component as well, that when you think of things in your personal life, they usually evoke a bit more emotion, and the stakes are usually a little bit higher. There's the potential to lose a family member or friend because of a difficult conversation, or even have a misunderstanding. So the stakes are really high when you think of it. Now in the written format, especially with the English language, I find I've also been working really hard at developing that skill. And I have a weekly newsletter that I try and get out every Sunday. And in this newsletter, of course, you develop an idea that you want to write about. You write that first draft, and then you have the opportunity to actually refine and edit the draft until you get to a point where you are happy with what you're about to publish. So the point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to the written format of the language, you have the opportunity to reiterate as much as is needed, just to make sure that you get your point across. But when it comes to verbal communication and chatting